Come with me and see what duels we play. Do dailies the way a simp would do. These ordinary days keep passing by. The game is still the same, and nothing's changed. Your Ray is still 15. That's a yikes. Oh my god, it's the FBI. Get me out of here. Oh my god. Hi everybody, we are back, of course. We have drawn good old Water Enchantress, double Ray. Remember, no Ray, no play, so that's it's good. And one Woodwanker and one Errata Emissier, so that means we can at least hopefully bait out the Ash. And we're going second because we lost our roll, and we have no handy, so probably gonna fast forward this, and it is, oh, never mind. It is actually Altergeist. Now, Altergeist, if you don't know what they do, they're like a trap-centric deck, basically, that gets a lot of advantage, basically, to their kind of like the graveyard effects, and their key card, basically Multi-Faker, which can special summon any Altergeist, I think level 4 or lower from their deck, for free, basically, if you activate a trap. So, when you draw off a card, we drew Afterburners, but they're going to preemptively activate Altergeist Protocol. If you don't know what it does, it's basically that all Altergeist cards cannot be negated, and your card effects, you know, can't be negated. So you can Veiler it, and it'll still go through. So that's a lot of fun. So if they did that, that probably means that they might have the Multi-Figure, but I guess they don't. You're going to activate it to negate? Sure. Now, you could say that's probably a bad idea, but then we don't want to waste our Afterburner just in case so we can pop their back row, right? So, I mean, Meliseek, if you sent to grave, they can add, you know, one Altergeist, or in this case, probably Multi-Faker, which is at 1 in Master Duel and OCG land, I think. So, regardless, that was probably the best play to do. And, you know, maybe with the Ash out of the way, if there is one. So, Multi-Faker. There's Multi-Faker. Remember, you activated trap. Basic special summon. Oh, one Multi-Geist monster, so any. So now we're going to do that. We're going to get the token. We're going to get a Fateful Adventure. And now they're going to chain Mr. Floodgate. Rivalry of the Warlords. So we only control one type, which is a fairy. Well, rip. But, and chain Multi-Faker. So here's some, you know, I guess positives about that, right? Because they let this resolve, at least that means we can kind of search a Draco back and at least force this out. And maybe force their, you know, slick return to hand thing. So your order and lines of play, of course, are very important in Sky Striker. So we're going to activate. They're going to get Soliquidus. That's going to return one card back to hand. And basically, they can recycle their Multi-Figure over and over. So we're going to activate that. They're going to preemptively do it. Target our token. So we lose our Draco back as well. Right? And now, at least on the bright side, we have 2 spells. So we can manage to get one more spell into Graveyard. We can pop the Rivalry of the Warlords, so long as it isn't like a Judgment or something stupid, right? Or Imperial Order, which it probably isn't, because they probably would have activated on this. So we're going to search for Water Enchantress. Why? Because Griffin, at this moment, probably going to do nothing, because Rivalry is on the field, and at least we have follow-up for next turn, right? Because remember, this is really weird, and Yu-Gi-Oh! I know for many of you, but you can actually play more than, you know, 2 turns of Yu-Gi-Oh! In this kind of matchup when you play something against Altergeist or, you know, these mid-range decks. Which, hot take, right? But like I said in the title, this is probably the best of Yu-Gi-Oh! This is what I think ideally Yu-Gi-Oh! Should be, where everything is interactive and not like full-on combo decks where you basically can't play, right? Or just floodgate spam. I mean, we're dealing with a floodgate, but at least it's one, right? And we have an out to it, kind of. But anyways, we're going to have to discard that, because at this moment, this is not going to do anything anyways, because remember, there's protocol activated. We can steal, but it's not going to negate the activated effects, right? So now we have 3 in Graveyard. We can pop Soliquidus and pop the Rivalry, so now we can play the game. We're going to immediately summon Green Ray. Green Ray is going to hopefully be able to attack directly. Remember that Multi-Figure is once per turn, so there's no reason for them to activate another trap, unless it's something like, I don't know. I guess they play Goes in Match or whatever. Probably not, because all the guys are different attributes, so it might be another Rivalry, but they probably would have activated it on a Ray summon. It could also be, I guess, a Imperm. Who knows, right? So we're going to attack. I'm going to choose not to be greedy, because remember, they still have Mystery Card, right? We don't know. It could be Ash, right? If we do Ash, that means we don't have a follow-up for Ingag. And then, remember, they have Multi-Faker, so they can still spam Altergeist monsters. So that's why I chose not to be greedy. Right? And plus, they're not going to be able to really kill us, I think, in one turn. So out of all of the cards, I decided that probably not going to be useful in this matchup. I decided to send Hornet drones, right? Usually I would send afterburners, but there's probably back row we have to pop eventually. So I decided to save that. So of course you're going to make Blu-ray. And basically just pass turn, right? Searching guides if we can. And we do. So lucky for us. We're going to draw a card. They're going to chain another protocol. So that means multi-faker is going to proc. Multi-faker. And this is a very interesting thing, right? Usually from back in my day, since my friend plays Altergeist, I recall that usually people play 2 of this, right? So you can have a backup plan, but I guess this person only plays 1, like a mad lad. So at least we don't have to deal with a spin. They're going to go into Hextia, which hilarious, right? TCG had to reprint it because they had a wrong text, meaning the card basically doesn't work. So if you don't know what this is, it's basically just a negate, right? You have to tribute a Altergeist that is pointing to. So Melissa is going to proc. Pukari is going to proc. Right, let's see what they add. They can basically just pop off at this point. But we haven't gag in this, so we probably maybe have a chance. And they're already normal summoned, so I'm going to activate that. To make Prima Banshee, haven't seen that in a long time. Hexia, member sent to grave. Add any Altergeist card, that's pretty good. Manifestation is the Monster Reborn. They're going to tribute that like a mad lad to get this, but I would say that's maybe possibly a... I wouldn't say it's a misplay, but I mean the value of this luckily is that you have to be normal summon to set a Altergeist trap, right? So deciding to send that to get, I guess, Hexteel, which is probably a good play, right? So you got a free negate. And now they're going to go into the link 4, sorry. You don't know what this is, basically it can double attack. So I guess they're trying to go for a game. They're going to add the multi-faker back. So we know they have manifestation multi-faker. Set to 2/2/2. We're going to attack our Blu-ray. We're going to attempt to proc. They're going to negate it. But hey, at least that means we don't have to deal with a negate on our turn. Hopefully. Probably not though, because they have manifestation chain that target. That. Special summon their Hextia, and then the multi-faker is going to proc to get another free negate, right? So let's see what we draw. Impermanence, that's pretty bad. That does nothing. So they're going to chain manifestation, probably target Hextia, yep. Hextia is a free negate. Multi-faker effect, yep. So they're going to chain that. They're going to get that. This is also another weird thing, I guess. Usually this would be in hand, so I don't know why they decided to summon this. I guess they ran out of targets or something, right? Personally, I think you would probably play special summon Meliseek, right? Meliseek would be able to get this in hand, and that has more value in hand, right? If I attack and all that stuff. Because now the the Conqueror negate effect thing is, it does nothing. Or technically, maybe they want to negate my Faithful Venture, right? Which I guess, so that means, yeah. But they know we have this, so I guess we can't search Griffin, right? So maybe, I don't know. Main phase 1. We're going to proc that, see if we get it out of the way. We have to play through like 3 negates. Or 3 interactions. Let's say interactions. So we're going to spend that to negate that. Sure. We're going to activate and gag. They're obviously going to negate that. So now that means our Fateful Adventure is still online, so maybe they messed up, right? They probably should have summoned that over here, and then their multi-faker in the middle column, right? I don't know. Maybe they wanted to have multi-faker on here the whole time, right? So, because then they'll still have in the gate. That's probably a misplay. I don't know. We got to discard Imperm because there's nothing. Source, we got the special summon 1 in Griffin. We're going to at least go to Grave. We're going to enter... Make Red Ray, of course, add back our guy because we've played through everything. They don't have Veiler, so we know it's not Veiler. It's probably not Ash, too, because then we couldn't have searched Griffin. So we're going to attack both of those. You're probably wondering, why didn't you go into Green Ray? If we went to Green Ray, we can't beat over those two, right? So that's why I chose to do that. Now they're going to add Manifestation. Looks like they're running out of gas. In phase 2, we send those to Grave. So we can clear our main monster zone, so we can activate and gag. We're going to banish that for a turn so we don't have to worry about it. We're going to search for multi-roll and we'll be able to set up. We draw a call by, great card, great card. Shizuku. So we know they have a Marionetter in hand and mystery card. Or not mystery card. Now we know they have Manifestation Marionetter. So no matter what, we'll just steal it with Widow Anchor and that's basically it. Because it looks like they're out of gas with their Altergeist cards. So of course you do that so we can banish their multi-faker so they can't get it off the Manifestation, right? So their key card 1-up is gone. Of course you do Shizuku Shuffle, kind of. So now we have Widow Anchor for Steely Wheelie and Call By. So let's see what they draw. You summon that. The effect doesn't activate, right? Because I guess they're out of gas. They're out of, I guess, Altergeist traps, right? 1, 2, 3. So, and then we know they probably play only 2 Manifestation, which we know 1 is in the hand. So, probably a misplay, but I mean, I'd rather just steal it just in case so we can reset something with multi-roll. So we know that's Manifestation. We're going to set our Ngai. So if they choose to do that, you know, to Liquidus bounce or whatever, we at least have one thing to can bait. And we have to Call By too, so it doesn't matter. We're going to choose the Hextia. Sure, we'll just banish it so they don't have the thing. Yep. No! Oh, it has an animation. Isn't that cool? So we're going to multi-roll to make sure it goes through. Fateful Venture does nothing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to search for Widow Anchor. The other option we probably could have searched is maybe, I think, Afterburners, but I think stealing this is probably better because remember that if it would be destroyed, you can banish one monster from graveyard instead. So we want to get rid of this. This is probably a problem card later on, right? And we drew Maxi. So we're going to steal this. Do some more attacking. Make Green Ray. Because why not? It's going to attack that. I'm going to attack again for 15. Probably send Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie. We're going to Zeke. Zeke Uno Mas. And then, of course, we end with Blu-ray. Set Call By. And now it is going to reset everything. So we reset our Widow Anchor. We can also reset our Shark Cannon to banish whatever they need to make. And then flip those two. And then we'll be able to search Ngai because they got banished off the multi-roll. See, isn't Yu-Gi-Oh fun and interactive when you're on turn 7? See, it's a kind of a grind game. So we're going to do a top deck. Incredible. Of course, you banish 6, so they draw 2. Manifestation's going to proc. By banishing, they can add another trap. Alright, they still got Select in the graveyard. Or they summon another one. Oh, I guess that's really weird. Maybe they are playing 2. Unless I'm dumb. But then why didn't they summon Slick off of, I guess, Multi-Figure? Unless I read it wrong. Let me check. One Altergeist from, yeah, any. Basically. I don't know why they didn't do Slick earlier. Isn't that what you usually do? Maybe they don't know what they're doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, gang. We're going to bounce her that. We got lucky. So we're going to banish their Kunkuri. Now, you're probably wondering, why didn't you just Call By the grave their Siliquidus, right? Call By it so the effect doesn't proc. Remember, if we do that, then the effect's going to be negated for 1 turn, meaning our Widow Anchor is useless. So, 200 IQ stuff, right? That's fine. They want to bounce it? Let's bounce it. So, multi-roll effect. I'm going to set that so they know that's that. So, mystery card, I believe. We drew Rhoda. They're going to chain Protocol. And Manifestation, sure. So now it's probably a good time to Call By whatever they're going to make. That's why we save it. Right. I'm going to change Siliquidus to bounce our maneuver Afterburner. That's fine. Pointing finger again. No, senor. So standby phase. What do you do? This is basically probably game no matter what, right? Our first option is we can obviously bait out the Ash if they have it. They probably wouldn't Ash us on our Rhoda. They'll probably Ash us on the Ngag if they have it, right? But, I mean, regardless, even if we're able to, let's say we set this, right, our Rhoda, and then we send it off our multi-roll to make sure our Ngag goes through, we can still, I mean, I think it doesn't really matter, because then we go Ngag and what? We search for our other rows, right? We go into another link if we do have one, which we should. We should have a yellow one at least. We go into yellow, summon row, steal this, and that's also game, but I think they're kind of screwed no matter what, so I chose to do search for rows first, right? We're going to Ngag. They're probably going to Ash it if they have one, and they do. That's fine. But it's game regardless, right? Because they chose not to. I mean, you can't flip yourself, so. But that's gonna get negated. Oh no. We're just gonna steal it, and that's basically game. Could have normal summoned this, but you know, whatever. And then attack for game. No battle fair, no gores. Here we go. Isn't that fun when Yu-Gi-Oh's back and forth like that? That's what Yu-Gi-Oh should be, right? It shouldn't be just combo all over the board where you have no chance. But, you know, I miss toss format, as they say. Toss format a lot. But anyways, hopefully this gives you some confidence in Yu-Gi-Oh that maybe this is what to come. Probably not, though, because the tournament's in Spite. But, you know, maybe. Wishful thinking. Who knows? It's just modern Yu-Gi-Oh can be like this, where it's back and forth, right? Kind of. I mean, they had a rivalry, but still, we took care of it. But anyways, thanks for watching, gang. Like, comment, up. See you around. This is my outro song for free YouTube monies. Give me some likes and sub for me, please.